here. All right. I'm not sure how to say your name. Is it Kale or Cal or whatever it is? Feel free to let me know. Okay, so it looks like these are images right here for your final portfolio, and I'd say you're certainly on the right track with those. I really like this image. I think that's really interesting and engaging. But I think the other ones certainly are too. So keep pushing that, and we'll go look at your first two projects. Let's see. To shutter speed. There we go. So, all right. So this image, I think, is I like I like the ghostly hands here in the computer. I'm not so sure about the negative space. I'm trying to decide if if it detracts or if it's neutral, or I don't think it's bad. But I'm just not sure if that's the best. We have this sort of aerial perspective on the composition, which is kind of interesting, and it's more aerial than just the laptop being on your lap. So it almost we get the sense of someone else looking in on what someone else is writing, the action of the writing. So there are some interesting things here. I don't think it quite elevates it as much as maybe it could. This one certainly less dynamic without the motion in there. I still think that something interesting. In some ways, this image is more interesting. What I like is like the reflection of the hands seems really kind of intense in this photograph, where that didn't play at all in the previous one. Maybe what's bothering me with the negative space is it's not a typical place that we would put our computer. So it seems a little staged or set up. So maybe if that was on a table or something like that, it might seem a bit more natural and not like trying too hard. So maybe that's what my problem is with the negative space in both of these images. I love the structure of this image. I love this yellow line here and the blurriness of this and this. I even like this slice of green, that just little slicing of green that goes across the top there. I wish the figure was a little bit more, a little sharper. I'd like to see it on her face, though this area here is fairly sharp, so it's a pretty good panning image. But I really like how the negative space is broken up. I think that's really successful. I think if you could have played with that a little bit more, you might have gotten something even a little bit better. But I think it's still a pretty good image. And I think the grayscale is okay, but I think I like the color better. This image, it's like putting a funky frame around a painting, which I might assume would be yours. So I don't know. I think the painting with light could have been pushed a little bit further, and it seems, or there could have been more of a interaction between the painting itself and what you've done with the light. There's a little bit like the dash lines kind of relate to that, but I almost like to see circles. I mean, could you add circles to that or something like that? So I think that could have been pushed a little bit more. Let's see what else we have. Is that all? Get all those for shutter speed. Okay. All right. Well, let's go look at our next portfolio. Let's see. I'm still winding my way through the new Flickr layout. All right. Okay, so with this image, I really liked. I really like the pink of the flowers here and the shorts, and I like the overall space of the house. It seems it seems maybe just a little bit staged, but also kind of interesting and curious, and so that's good. To me, curiosity is good. But you know, I like the composition structure, I like the window, the door, you know, the fence, and then how you relate and interact with the green flowers, and so I like the composition. This one I think is it's more of a documentary sort of style, or a portrait or something an artist might use. I don't get necessarily engaged with this image in an art context, though there's nothing wrong with it technically. I think it's good. It says something about you. It's a nice sort of in action thing, but it's more a documentary thing. Where I think this one actually starts to communicate things to me. It makes me a little bit curious. This one, I don't think is quite as successful as the previous one, mostly because you're a little bit soft here, and it seems like your horizon's off. There's just some little technical things here that are, maybe your horizon's not off. Maybe the roses just go downhill or something. Or no, the roses, not roses, but whatever the flowers are, go down the hill there. But I do think that, you know, it just seems a little bit off to me. I actually kind of like this one. Though, like I said in my comment, I'm not sure if that's the facial expression I want, though I don't know that it's wrong. It seems kind of playful, and I get something more from the whole setup and the composition and the image than that, but yeah, could be wrong. So, all right, now there are some thoughts on your first two projects. I'll be looking forward to seeing the other ones.